Okay, today is 10/16/2025. This is session 28 of Pokemon Tabletop United War and Peace. We find ourselves at the ever excited and anticipated High Cloud Village, our next gym town. Last we left off, we had ventured up Route 3. This rather precarious, but quite beautiful route venturing up alongside the High Cloud River up into the mountains as you guys are now quite high altitude. We left off the evening of your arrival in High Cloud Village as you all took to the sauna, basically the natural equivalent of a Pokemon Center here, a natural sort of substitute, but actually kind of better in a lot of ways. The natural healing waters do quite well. Doesn't have the instantaneous healing properties of the Pokemon Center, but ultimately far better for you, and some other kind of downtime benefits for lingering and using it frequently, that sort of thing. I'm trying to recall the exact scene we left off on. I believe it was
me, Mako, and we were all in the sauna. We were face to face with the mysterious rival.
The mysterious rival, that's right. Mysterious rival.
Yes, y'all are going to bath and you're going to share.
The mysterious league trainer who I will show off now. Briefly ran into on the route to your south. That was Route 1 on your way to Low Cloud Mine. Barely evading him, thank goodness, because he appears to have some terrifyingly strong Pokemon. A solo league trainer at this point in the game. Likely a force to be reckoned with. You guys don't know the details. It would stand to reason that any solo league trainer that has made it as far as he has with the Pokemon he has, he's either very talented or very well supported. And to not have a team means likely very skilled. So, let me try and switch up the music to something a little bit more high cloudy. And we'll get into a little bit of a roleplay encounter here, as much as you wish to engage. I entirely expect this to be a very awkward moment of staring, as you all just kind of venture off into your individual corners of the sauna and fail to interact with each other at all. But this is the risk I take whenever I present any kind of social encounter whatsoever to my players, is they always have the option of doing nothing. Not necessarily a good thing to do, but it's an option. We'll go to the boys. That's kind of the more intriguing portion of this downtime here. Something to benefit the recording here. Isaac, the guy who plays Mako, is not with us. He says it's possible he'll be able to join later, but not to count on it. So, I am going to cede control of Mako to the highest bidder. Who would like to play Mako? Any volunteers?
I mean, presumably for the purposes of the social encounter, it should be someone that's not David or Jeremiah. So
presumably, yeah. You want to do it, Caleb? Play Mako?
Yeah, either I or Christine can.
Dude, Christine playing Mako would be a fun time. I'm not exactly sure what she would do, which is kind of the fun part.
I would talk a lot about nothing.
Oh, it sounds like you've got a pretty good Mako.
You have a very well-defined Mako in your head, Christine.
I'm happy to do it if you're not interested, Christine.
Sure. Would you rather, Caleb? I'll roll a D2 if you guys are undecided.
I'm good either way.
Let's leave it to fate.
I'm rolling a D2.
Leave it to fate. Very good.
1 is Christine, 2 is Caleb. Okay, Caleb.
All right.
Mako is your burrito. Do what must be done.
I gotta totally reshape my mental image. Go back to prepubescence.
You have a sheet, don't you?
I have access to it, yeah.
Okay, just in case you need to utilize any of his features or skills, you have that. Okay, cool. Okay. The three of you file into the sauna in various states of undress. At the very least, a nice cottony towel to just sit down on the hot rocks on the side and let the steam rise up and basically just get so hot it's difficult to think. However, within the mist, there is another individual there, visually sweltering, kind of an odd hair color set, though not that uncommon for a setting like Pokemon, where dyes of the norm and unnatural hair colors are earned by merit of being born. This does seem more like a fashion statement than it is a genetic abnormality. Without his kind of strange chic jacket, zipper pants, etc., a little bit less intimidating. He shoots you a kind of tired-looking glare through the mist and makes no immediate attempts to engage with you as you all kind of enter on the far side of the sauna. Okay, what's it going to be, fellas?
Does he look about my age or still younger than me?
Good question. He's definitely on the older side. He could be 14. He could be maybe 15.
Okay, so he looked to be roughly Rune's age.
Little bit closer to Rune than your fellows, for sure.
Is that... He, like, looks over at Vigo. Is that guy?
Vigo has more important things to worry about at the moment, as his Pokemon are very, very injured from the previous battle and the rout. Vigo's hyperfixation has come into play here, as the only thing he currently cares about, hasn't even noticed the guy across the room, is getting all of his Pokemon out and trying to heal them in the water.
For sure, yeah. What all do you let out here? All of them?
Yeah, if I'm letting any of them out, I might as well let all of them out here.
Sure.
So,
I won't be letting all of them
The
out.
pool is reasonably sized, and its actual scale is somewhat masked by the haze of precipitation in the air, including kind of masking the lower depths of the water. You have enough awareness with kind of your feet to know that there are steps kind of venturing further down into the water. Eventually, it would be basically swimming depth or lower. You're not exactly sure. As you look down into those depths, Rune, why don't you roll me a perception check, since you are the more perceptive of the three?
That I shall, and I will mention that I do have a pawn out.
Sure. Which Pokemon is Pawn again?
Pawn is Pawn is the most recent capture, Ungus.
Oh, the Fungus. Got it.
Perception, you say?
Yes, please. Let me know what you got. Actually, I have another monitor. I'll just look at there. 14. Cool.
Yep.
Little bit tough to determine. You feel very briefly on your bare right leg something serpentine swirl past you in the water, but otherwise doesn't bother. It definitely
Something serpentine?
Something serpentine, kind of smooth scales that makes an extended contact with your skin, but then kind of breaks off eventually, and seemingly would spiral off into the mist somewhere in the water. Yeah, you don't know what it was. It's slightly unnerving, but glancing at your fellow league trainer across the way,
Can Maku's let me help you with that?
reasonably assume that one of his Pokemon. Is Mako trained in perception? That might be something he can help out with. And how many uses does he have?
Yes.
As it is the end of the day, he hasn't gotten those uses back quite yet.
I do not remember what usage he was at. I can't remember if he had one. I think he had that one where he used one. Yeah, he normally
Mark
does.
it on a sheet.
I think it's listed in the ability itself.
Okay.
Or he has it listed.
Yeah, that might be how he does it. Yeah, he has one left. And he is trained in perception. He has a +5. I get a +5 to it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, so I'll re-roll it with the +5. I'll use his last. Let me help you with that.
Okay, using the last charge for this little social encounter here.
Yes.
There's an Ekans in here. It's going to swallow our Pokemon, Vigo says.
Gotta be careful. It's still so low. Wow.
Rotations.
So,
It's pretty good.
okay, so you pre-added the 5 there. So you got a 23 total. Well done. Sure. Mako kind of nudges you and briefly points out a slightly elongated kind of orangish fin protrusion coming up out of the water in one place, very briefly. This gives you enough of a profile of the Pokemon to perhaps make a Pokemon education check. That sounds like more Mako's thing. You want to go for that?
Yeah, I think Mako should roll that.
Cool.
Yeah, well, he's got Pokemaniac, actually. Presumably that wouldn't be active here.
That is an aggregate 20.
Whoa.
20's pretty good.
Mako, with his familiarity with water Pokemon especially, instantly recognizes it and kind of takes a slight step out of the water as he's like a little bit intimidated, realizing that's a Huntail, a deep sea Pokemon.
Oh.
I'll post a picture of that bad boy in our Pokemon chat for those of you who that's not springing to mind immediately.
Isn't that the opposite of Gorbish? And the evolution plan Pearl?
It is the alternate evolution to Gorobus. That's right. There you
Look
go.
at that thing.
I wish I could see the chat. Well, I can't. I don't know where my phone went.
It looks
I don't
about
know
how
how
you
to
remember it,
guess
I would
what it's
imagine. It hasn't really gotten much of a sprite
do.
update over the years. All right. Yeah, as Mako points it out to you, you kind of you zone in on that kind of ripple and see that it does seem to be kind of making slow rounds about the pool, gravitating in large part towards who you can only assume to be its trainer on the far side, this mysterious lone individual.
Noticing this, I will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I was just gonna say that previously, Mako was probably thinking, oh, this is such a great healing atmosphere. Maybe we could get out Psyduck and, maybe get a little bit of that sanity back. Now Mako's a little concerned to put a duck in front of an eel. So instead he's going to get out Mari and just kind of have his own little buddy coiled around him.
Definitely getting like a little bit of like a spooky vibe, a little bit less relaxed now. I believe Mako, being played by Caleb, launched a bit of a query at Vigo. Vigo might still be distracted. Vigo,
Yeah.
would you say you're pretty well caught up in your own Pokemon activities at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Vigo takes the well-being of his Pokemon very seriously. So. Even if he has a weird way of showing it.
Isaac just came into the Pokemon chat and asked friend or foe. Asked for the recording's benefit. Oh, Isaac. We should align to him and told him, well, we could catch it if you were here. He we hear him break down the door in David's microphone. All right. So, moments pass as you acknowledge the Huntail, making no further moves, slowly hatching out your own Pokemon in return, who, while relaxed, are slightly more on guard, making what could have been a thoroughly relaxing environment that the girls are experiencing on the opposite wall significantly more tense. Moments pass. Does any further roleplay occur?
I mean, listen. Okay, so I know you weren't here for this, but we passed that guy on one of the roofs. He's talking to Rune because Vigo clearly doesn't care. He's he had I'm pretty okay. I really don't know. But wasn't it like a Nido Queen or something?
It was a Nido
that
Queen.
It was Nido King.
Nido Queen.
Okay,
Nido
Nido
Queen.
King.
Nido Queen.
Oh, Queen. I was right. Let's go. Okay.
Level 28 if memory serves. pretty high.
Oh
quality
my
at the time.
word!
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Mako identified it.
That's right.
So
Pokemaniac.
so like yeah, he's like we were worried about it. We had to hide from him on the route that we were on, but like now he's here. We just saw another one of his Pokemon. Maybe we could like pry some information out of him. You know, that's our competition. He's like talking in hushed tones, obviously.
All right.
Sure. Over the
let
din
me
of
see what I can do.
the hissing of the water and running past you, it's pretty easily to hide a conversation. Though you think you see an eyebrow twitch on the mysterious trainer as he kind of looks in your direction.
An eyebrow twitch.
I will approach this mysterious trainer.
Sure. For a good mental image, how would you like to approach him?
I'm just gonna stand up in the water, my fungus on my head,
Nice, man. Yeah, perfect.
letting Pawn absorb the steam.
I like that. I like that.
Mako's gonna kind of like walk up just slightly behind Rune, like very clearly, you know, like a little bit using him as a shield, but in a both like excited but also like a oh, you know, I can be as cool as you kind of way.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like
you know,
getting the bravado
like
going.
Mari's like curling around his arms, you know, like oh, I'm the
Sure.
master of the water and electricity, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Not quite alpha male vibes, but like, you know, I'm cool, right? Acknowledge me. Is that pretty fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Totally. Why don't you? Mako's pretty good at charm, isn't he? Or he's decent at it. Let me check.
No, none of us are.
No, nobody's good at Elaine. Yeah. Unfortunately, Elaine is gender locked out of this particular encounter.
That's okay.
Man,
Boys can have their
sexism
moment.
strikes again.
Sexism strikes again.
I mean, I hope sexism would strike because we're in a bathroom.
Now, the Pokemon world has not reached the co-ed status yet, thankfully. All right, so
Man,
why don't you roll me a charm check even still? Or I guess you could roll me, what is the equivalent of intimidate? Is it just intimidate?
Intimidate.
Let's roll intimidate.
He is the worst. Intimidate.
And I'll let your big buddy Rune help you out here. So we'll make this.
He's gonna go with charm because Mako is a friendly guy at heart.
Sure.
You know, he's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
scared of this guy, but this could be a friend.
Sure.
You know?
And Rune, you roll
Like,
me your
this is
choice
just
of the two as well.
competition.
Yeah.
Let me check something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't
I know I don't
a
have him in my
situation. It's not a
profile.
compelled battle zone, you know.
Yeah, and then you see a
Yeah.
sign on the wall. Little did you, dude, the Pokemon Center is a compelled battle zone. Surprise!
It turns out that he took down the sign just like that other group took down the sign, and this is just a recurring theme of us trying not to get into fights and then people trying to fight
Yeah,
us.
turns out like it's actually super legal to take down the sign. Like it's almost encouraged at this point. People are realizing.
Like trainers aren't battling, we have to do something.
So we got a 4 charm from the Mako, not exactly
yeah.
fantastic. Rune, what are you rolling? Intimidate or charm?
I will also roll charm because my intimidate is also pathetic.
Sure. Yeah. Not exactly a wonderful first
Charm is
impression,
just untrained.
gentlemen. You walk up and kind of take a straight line towards him, right? However, in your eagerness to please and kind of make a good first impression, you both fail to realize in the heat of the moment, quite literally, that the middle of this pool is actually quite deep, and you both just instantly plummet, just a boop. As Vigo, you just kind of look over like, what was that? And he's like, never mind. Here, eat this. Feed your Pokemon some more meat. You both emerge sputtering from the pool of water onto the far side. The fungus spewing up water out of its tiny pink lips like a fountain. As
You okay, Pawn?
as at this point the Pokemon trainer on the far side of the pool is kind of crossing his arms, seemingly unimpressed. You emerge on the far side and kind of brace your shoulders up against the far bank as you begin your conversation, whatever that might be. As you ask about Pawn, he's like, "Whoa, He seems to really enjoy
I
the
go to
watery
the
atmosphere, but
pond.
not being submerged spontaneously.
I go to Jelly Pad Pond.
Yeah.
Well,
Tiny puff of spores emerges when you do so.
how you doing, mate? Amru, this is Mako. We're currently drenched in fall water because we didn't know how deep it went.
The guy in front of you gives you like a little bit more space on the side than would necessarily be socially necessary, and he just says, "Ian,
Ian.
Ian. Alright. You believe Ian? Oh, I'm going to make a very quick. Actually, it is a quick action, I believe. I'm going to spend 1 AP.
okay, what do you got? Gonna analyze him?
I'm adding him to my profile archive.
Okay. What will that do?
Or he's in my records
What will
now.
that do with a trainer? You did this with a few other trainers before, and I didn't ask.
So, let me post it real quick.
Sure.
This is why I really like the archive stuff.
Okay. +2, Charm, Guile, Command, Intimidate, Intuition, Pokemon and Trainers. Got it. And that's after you spend the extended action to get that catalog, right? So you don't have it yet,
Yes.
but you will have it later.
After they.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, all further encounters.
Cool. Okay. So if you see Ian again, you'll have his vibe checked down. Okay.
In the meantime, Mako's gonna be like, I've actually got a cousin named Ian. That's so cool.
Ian
That's
says,
a lore.
that's cool, man. He's just kind of shaking his head slowly, like he's not quite sure how to respond to that. Yeah, I'm in the league. I'm assuming you guys are too.
Nice. Oh, I'm not. I just have to keep my numbskulls.
Yeah, he's with me.
What you're like? You can see like him like fighting back a tiny little like curl of the lips. He's like, what? He's like your chaperone.
Oh no. I don't babysit. I make sure they don't die. I'm a police officer.
Okay. Like
We run into some pretty suspicious stuff as trainers, so it's good to have an officer around to do some investigating when we need it. You know,
he
he's
squints.
more of like a butler.
Hold on. I didn't call me a butler. What was this pawn ass?
What did you say?
Pawn's gonna astonish him, call me a butler.
This is- yeah.
Pawn's gonna use astonish him.
Okay, he's not really a butler, but you know, like, I don't know. He's just around. We keep him around.
Keep me
Like
around.
you keep talking, and I feel like this is like an accurate translation of your 3 charm check. He says, "All right, if you say so. Suspicious stuff, sure." You can see him like starting to like get up, like he's getting ready to get out.
Did you run into any trainers on the way into town? There was some like military folk out there. They like made us battle them and stuff. Did you ever run into them? You know who those guys are?
You hear just bubbly water sounds from the middle of the pool as we go swimming over and heard something that relates to him.
Vigo the submarine. he's got the Frigibax periscope, like free, pointing in the direction.
Of course.
Yeah,
Frigibax is, of course, relaying all of this to him under the water.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you suddenly get like a vibe shift, like from awkward social encounter he wants to leave to like something you can't quite place. Would either of you like to roll me Is it insight or intuition in this system? Intuition, yeah?
Intuition.
It's intuition. I don't know. Okay, I think that might be the highest.
I've got 2. Also, I'm not certain if I'm in the conversation yet. I think I might still be swimming.
Project Max is still translating.
Yeah, I think Marco should roll it.
Just an 8.
Let me get my reprieve music, actually. This would be a perfect time for it, huh?
Maybe we can find some common ground over our weird experience with these trainers.
Okay, 8 intuition. Okay. Yeah, you can tell Ian likes to play his feelings close to his chest. However, there's a flash of what you can only assume with an 8 intuition is anger before it quickly cools. And he kind of betters his first response, and he says, "Military guys? Like, what'd they look like?"
They were wearing uniforms, but they were old uniforms. I think Vigo recognized one of them. Vigo, get up here!
Vigo is roughly at this point to the point where he could join the conversation. Gets to the point where he could start like walking around in the pool. Pulls up from out of the water, and you see that he's still wearing his hat.
Yeah,
they are.
Okay, go ahead.
They had old military uniforms, and it wouldn't tell me like where they were from, or like what they were doing, or who the commanding officer was. But I beat him, so yeah.
This is Vigo, by the way.
I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if I remember this guy.
Awesome. Yeah, go for it. What is your you remember this guy.
Yes, sudden realization points. NATO Queen.
Yeah, you remember strength, right? You point at him and scream Nido Queen, enough to briefly pull him out of his thoughts, and you can see him like performing some kind of mental calculus, which the word Nido Queen kind of draws him out, and he says, "Have we met before?"
No, but we saw it on the road. Down at the mine. What was it called? He says to his companion.
I wasn't with you guys at that point, so I don't know when y'all saw him.
I believe it was on Route 1 on the way to Low Cloud Mine.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Oh no, it was Route. Yeah, it was Route 1.
Route 1, you're down here somewhere.
Yeah. It was on Route 1 on the way to Low Cloud Mine. But you seem pretty strong, so we didn't really want to battle you.
He goes like, yeah. Like barely even acknowledging like the indirect compliment, as he is now getting up, like gathering his thoughts. He like remembers something. He's like, Riptide, come back. He pulls out a dive ball, and the Huntail is apparated into red energy that flows into the ball as he's actively gathering his things in what seems to be a sudden hurry as he has realized something.
You know something about them?
He's...
Actually,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you know who they might work for? Because I'm looking for information on a certain person, and I don't know if he's related to them.
Your flurry of kind of police questions mostly fall on inattentive ears as he's gathering himself up. You can tell this person now has a mission that is seething with that slight undercurrent of anger you sensed earlier, Mako. You're vibing enough to realize that if you get in this guy's way, there could be problems. But if you follow in his wake, there could be interesting things.
I'm curious.
As he finishes kind of putting on like just a dry sweater, shorts, and a couple of sneakers, he rallies what you can assume to be his immediate team, which appears to be 3 or 4 Pokeballs. And he kind of absentmindedly like nods at you guys. Nice to meet you. And is going to go out the door. How you respond is up to you guys at this point.
I'm going to follow him. I'm going to very quickly dress myself and follow him. I will be. Is anyone going to stay here?
Pokemon are good at this point.
Your Pokemon at this point have received various, like, pedicure-like treatments, massages, and that kind of thing from the rest of the aid station, but not fully rested. I would say your Pokemon have half their HP back at this point, whatever that might be.
Okay.
So, up to you.
Would a status be cured?
A status would be cured at this point, sure. That would be one of the first things
Okay.
they try and fix for you.
Okay. In which case, I want to say Frigibax was so like half HP is in like
Sure, whatever.
half of their total or half of their missing.
Half of their missing, we'll say.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna
that's
guesstimate and say
any of the
that
Pokemon you
that's
had on you.
roughly 75%.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so Palm was the only one I was interpreting. I remember him being low. I do not remember what he was at before,
Okay.
because I thought we were just getting a full heal here. So
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and put him at 75% as well. And that might be generous. As we will briefly pass scene back over to Elaine and Amber. As you guys, in stark contrast, are having an absolutely lovely time. There are various aromatics, lotions, and other things you guys have been using that the nice old lady behind the counter recommended. You guys are just going to town on all this complimentary stuff, which is apparently all because you are part of the league, basically being pampered. You are, your attention is drawn collectively to a small rock located roughly in the center where you have seen fit to place the Magby egg. As it begins to rock gently, and then not so gently, suddenly very violent kind of shivering at the sauna's heat as a single crack begins to fissure from the top to the base, and a moment later, egg shards flying all over the rock, and a few hit the water with whoosh. A tiny little baby fire duck creature. It has a hand in its mouth as though it were sucking on it. It is tiny, even for a Magby. This is not yet a fully grown Pokemon, even among its baby generation, or baby evolution.
Jeremiah!
Oh,
Baby is born?
Baby is born?
baby was born. I
Baby
don't have
is
a picture
born!
of it.
Baby
Baby,
is-
is born.
Baby is brawn.
Amber's gonna grab Elaine's hands and just start squealing and like jumping around in a circle.
Yeah, Elaine's only making the squealing in stereo at this point. You just hear girly cacophony in the other
Sure.
bathroom.
We'll say about as Ian is walking away, you guys just hear screams coming from the far side of the wall distantly. Kind of like the acoustics being muffled slightly by the way the water distributes it, and of course the wall in between you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, yeah. The Magby kind of plops down on its rump, its tiny little red tail kind of wagging back and forth slightly as it stares at you with glazed over eye, its fist still in its kind of duck beak mouth.
I mean, hurt something that's not a bug.
Gotta amend that. Yeah.
She like looks over at like Sir's kit. You're very cute too. Okay, I didn't really mean it like that.
Kind of skirts to the edge of the pool like its feelings were hurt before it is inevitably drawn back to the center by curiosity of the Magby. As the Magby looks down at the pool of water all about it, with a sort of like dreamlike horrified expression as it realizes it is trapped. Like, what is this? What is this madness?
So was it in the water?
No, it's on a rock surrounded by the water and the sun.
Oh. Yeah, Elaine immediately picks it up and says, "Welcome to the world."
You kind of swing it around. I will go ahead and get you some stats for this Magby, shall I?
Tink. Yeah, Elaine's gonna celebrate by like immediately flying out of the water, holding the Magby up like Simba, running out of the girls' bathroom, screaming, "Baby is born!"
Did you put on your clothes before you left the bathroom?
Of course.
She has a bathing suit on. Let's just assume modesty here.
Is this using the baby template?
Yes, we are. And I am currently fetching you your stuff here. It will have a couple of cool egg moves because I feel like raising an egg should be rewarded. Un momento. Did somebody say hey? Hey.
No, he said nice.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Nice.
I thought you said hey, and I'm like, oh man, Nick's trying to converse.
Imagine that. I'm here.
So
Watashi no Kita.
if Watashi no Kita, not Kita, what in the center bread?
He did the American thing where T's are D's.
I can't.
Watashi no Kita.
You make me want to vomit. Stop. Yeah. So as she's running out, Austin,
Yes.
can I lead the scene for just a second?
How do you mean?
Yeah, she runs out, and I'm hoping that in the pathway of Ian leaving the boys' bathroom,
Mhm.
right? She's of course running with the Magby,
Totally.
saying "baby's born," and then she sees Ian, pauses, hits the brakes because
Yeah,
she
yeah.
remembers this guy, right?
Yeah.
And she's going to try and, well, first of all, intuition. Yeah, she totally doesn't fully comprehend that there's like full-on rage there.
Sure.
But
I think that's the
and
same
also
intuition
she's
as before. Yeah, there's a mission vibe,
Yeah.
right? There's like don't
Yeah, mission
get in the
vibe.
way.
but she's also overwhelmed with joy at finally seeing this egg hatch. And in running into him, she goes, "Meet Aiden. Baby is born." And I'm rolling a charm 23
Sure.
to try and like make him
Yeah.
happy, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, like. Okay. One moment.
She must celebrate, and everybody must celebrate with her.
Just this random girl just soaking wet, trotting through the halls with like a Magby raised up like Simba. He kind of stops at his tracks. He's like, "Oh hey, it's a Magby." He kind of takes him out of the moment for a second until he realizes, congrats. He just kind of like sideways steps around you. You can tell he's not like really in it at the moment. He's moving somewhere. Which may lead into our boys' responses here. Are you guys following, or do you think you're gonna stay put and converse about what just occurred?
I want to follow if anybody else is following.
I was gonna ask, is Mako following as well?
Is it
Fuck
socially
off,
acceptable
Sally.
for us to talk to this person?
Of course.
Yes. Run.
That's not a Mako question.
Definitely not. Yeah, we're all following, I guess. Pause is all I have.
Crazy.
So then the boys get to meet. Is this? I'm assuming it's a male.
It is actually a female.
Whoa!
Female Magby. What?
It is.
Oh man, that's really rare.
It is pretty rare.
It's 1 in 4 at least. I don't know the exact stats. And
It's 25%.
yeah, so 1 in 4.
Wow.
Okay. And that's that. Okay.
I'm gonna hold this Magby like Misty held her Togepi.
Sure. Hey Jeremiah, are babies always start at level 1? Or can they start at level 5? I forget.
I believe they start at level 1 unless there is...
Some reason.
Unless it's an egg produced by a fossil machine, in which case they start at 10.
Okay, gotcha. So level 1 it is.
I can check that egg.
And I'll go
I'm
ahead.
asking the notebook. We'll see what it tells us.
Are you gonna stick the AI on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says hatch fossil Pokemon start at level 10 and like normal eggs. General hatch Pokemon sources suggest lowest starting point is level 1. Yep.
Okay. It is produced. Their egg hatches. Roll a D100 to see if the Pokemon is a shiny. I'm assuming it's not.
Already done. Yep.
It actually doesn't say.
Okay.
Okay, we can
I guess
assume.
it's up to DM discretion at this
It
point.
says
Sure.
it's a universal rule is not explicitly defined.
Okay. In this
But
case, it's gonna be
given
level
that,
1.
yeah.
But a particularly hard-fought egg or an egg that had special care given to it by its parents, that sort of thing, maybe be higher level. But this thing is already pretty great nature and has some cool egg moves, so we're gonna leave it at level 1. And I'm gonna go ahead and share that with my friends here. And I'll let you upload your own image, whatever that might be, whatever Magby image you find appealing.
Might be somewhat difficult to find a good Magby fan, or I get the impression there aren't a ton of Magby fans.
So, keep in mind, this will be capping your team. You're currently on 6, assuming that your current 6 as listed in the notes section here are correct. Zoe, Ruby, Dwayne, Azeroth, River, and Brigid. So you may wish to trade something out before you do anything active.
I found it. I found my baby.
The baby. So special egg moves, just so you'll know up
Baby.
front, is Belch and Screech. Belch is especially synergistic with your playstyle.
Oh wow, that's actually kind of dope.
Yeah. Belch is very good.
What does Belch do?
Bird.
It's a high
That would have been a
high,
fantastic time to have one lined up.
high damage Cone 2 move that can only be used if the user has traded in a digestion or food buff this scene.
Oh.
So the Magby eats its baby food and then vomits volcanic smog and just destroys people. All right. Okay. So back to the boys. What was the consensus? Moving forward or staying put? What's the idea here?
We're moving forward.
Okay.
We gotta chase that guy.
What's that roleplay look like?
You're gonna run into my baby.
Yeah, Rube hastily dons his clothes and rushes out behind him, seeing the scene of the baby. Oh, it hatched!
Baby's born. Now that it's a female, I'm gonna have to think of a name for her. Where's the character sheet?
Should be top. Panda.
Maggie. There it is.
Yep. Feel free to drag that in to whatever character. If you can't drag it, let me know who it goes to. Okay. So kind of getting like half of your rest done. I would assume maybe dragging Mako a little bit. Like it's been a minute since Mako has been in like a nice water habitat where he's just been able to chill. This is his happy place. Yeah, quickly don some basic attire. Maybe grab a few Pokeballs. Keep your team with you, and you head out as quickly as you can in pursuit of this.
I would.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Vigo would actually leave a couple of his Pokemon there with the command to stay in the pool.
Okay, which two on?
The Golett and the Axew, because they were more badly injured. The Cubone was full HP, and Frigibax was doing well enough.
Sure.
Of course, Frigibax has to come with me, because who else is going to look out for the guy we're chasing?
Sure. The Axew kind of cocks its head in arrogance, like I'm too good to be brought with you at this time, and just kind of flows away on its back as the Golett just kind of burbles underwater as it's slowly just walking on the on the spa floor, and you hear.
Yeah. I am of course going to back up, knowing that dragon types tend to be quite obstinate. I will back that up with a command check for the Axew specifically.
Sure. Yeah.
The team, not fantastic.
No, that's fine. Yeah. The Axew, you're pretty confident. Like the Axew is gonna stay put. You make sure it knows that it's a valuable asset, and you're only here just so that I can recover that valuable asset, and you'll be top of your game when next we fight a very powerful opponent. The Axew likes this explanation and abides by your ruling. Gathering everything else, you head out. Let's say Elaine kind of left in Ian's wake. And yes, that is, if you like, I can spell it. Also, the handout has been updated at this point. That is the classical spelling of the English name Ian. You kind of run into each other. Like everybody's hair is like dripping wet. If the old lady encounters you, she might yell at you, but for now, you're safe. As the only one absent here is Amber, as like you quickly like explain the situation as much as you think you must, in order to get Elaine on board, if she chooses to go with you.
Baby?
She shows you the baby.
I'm so confused.
I know. What about the baby?
Wait, are you playing as Amber or Mako right now? I can't tell.
So
I'm
right,
trying to play as Amber.
Right now the scene is Ian just passed by Elaine. She showed the baby to him because she was proud, and he kind of blew her off a little bit. And then the boys soon come up after because they're like, this guy is really interesting and he's like on the warpath. I want to see what happens. And they quickly begin conversing. And the only one absent in this scene is Amber, who is just alone in the girls' sauna, just kind of chilling with Surskit.
Elaine immediately goes back into the girls' bathroom and she goes, Amber, the boys are gonna go watch a fight.
She's like in the middle of talking to Surskit and being like,
No, I really meant it. I like you way more than that, Magby, okay? I don't ever want you to think that you're less than her, okay?
just like really trying to make sure. Yeah, okay, very good. And then she's like, what is it?
They're stalking.
That's a great thing to yell out.
Why are they doing that?
Wait, what did Amber say?
That's so creepy.
Why are they doing that?
You know, I had a stalker once.
Oh my.
Wait.
What?
What a nice segue.
You're an 8-year-old that had a stalker? Okay, that's a set of other problems. Right now,
I think we covered this. Wasn't it what's his face?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that kid from the other team was stalking me.
Oh, because that
the guy that's like Mako's like electric competition.
That's right.
The nerd.
He's being weird.
You're thinking of Stuart Oldmeyer. Yeah, the nerd.
But we're friends now, so
Yeah.
it's cool.
Okay. Presumably everybody gathers up.
Do we have to go?
Yeah.
If we want to make sure they don't get in trouble, probably. Oh,
This
Austin.
place is so bougie. I've never been in a bath like this.
Well, do you want to stay?
Well, we can't just leave them to their own devices. They're boys. They'll probably fall in a pit and die.
That's true. Especially Vigo.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
probably gonna do that anyways, regardless if we're there or not.
Mhm.
We have to go.
She's like thinking for a moment, and then she's like, a little bit of FOMO creeps in, and then she's like, "No, we have to go."
Fair.
Ton.
What do you want from me?
Bridget, my Phoebus,
Yes.
I would have let her out to heal as well. How much health?
Half of what she's lost.
Half of the missing. Yeah.
The statuses are cleared.
And apparently that applies to
what
your
she's
whole
missing.
party. It didn't have to be.
Half your whole party loses half of or gains half of whatever it's missing in terms of health. Statuses are cleansed. I would say injuries are still up for now. In case somebody had injuries to worry about.
How many injuries did Fugus have? Because I do not remember.
I believe he had 2.
So did it take massive damage?
It did. It got
Okay.
Yes, I can't remember if it was me or Queen that hit it really hard.
Also, in the bath, Elaine would have tried to actually establish a relationship with the Phoebus.
Most likely while we were conversing with Ian.
Yeah. I'm assuming its loyalty is 2.
Yeah. Yep. Same standard loyalty.
Okay.
One second. Fetching an asset. Want to make sure I got this for you guys.
Just so everybody has the correct mental image on this. Rolled to see how much Vigo would think to put his clothes back on rather than, like making sure his Pokemon are in check. So I rolled for it, and he's currently wearing his hat, a towel, and shoes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. The hat has not come off, so it's also drenched. The shoes are dry, though. Well, they were, presumably, until he put his foot in.
Okay. I just saw something crazy in my notes.
No.
What would you find?
On Dr. Ackley's note, I put military patch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's why I was asking. That's why I was saying if you knew anything about it, because if Dr. Ackley had military connections, I was going to see if these people were connected to it.
That's crazy. I didn't realize
It's
that.
all coming together.
The
Oh,
MCU.
The MCU.
and we're gonna fight Galactus.
That's right. Yeah, we'll fight Galactus with 0 buildup. Yeah, I think maybe 1 movie of loading the bullet. All right. Okay, so getting this handout ready. So you guys are you get your bearings, and then with shoes of varying degree of kind of squeaking and squashing that are slightly soggy with like your wet feet in them, you sneak your way out of the sauna. Careful not to let the old lady see you kind of messing up her floors. Rune making a mental note to mop that up later. The responsible one, of course. As you pass outside of the sauna into the town proper. Again, you're kind of blown away by the natural beauty of this place. Moonlight cascades across the river and the falls in the distance, illuminating the distant snow-capped mountains. as though it were day. And aside from that, the sources of illumination are little beautiful Oriental-style hooded lanterns positioned along walkways and little wooden footbridges and that kind of thing. As you guys are doing this, I gotta ask, are you trying to be stealthy in your stalking of this young adult man? Actually, he's a child. He's 14 years old.
To be fair, the only one that's older than him is Rune. It's like by a year. And probably not. We would all be terrible.
Oh no, he's a teenager.
Oh.
Oh.
He's obviously outclassed us.
Age is just a number. All right, so.
Not
That's
to
what
an
they say.
8-year-old.
All right, guys, are we stealthy?
Age matters a lot. If I'm older than you, I am automatically cooler, faster, stronger. I'm better in every way than you in child society.
Child society.
This is how it works.
I mean, that is how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, to be
It
fair,
is true.
when the difference of a year is like 3 inches, 3 inches to your height, it really is.
Straight
It
up.
really is
Straight
significant.
up. Yeah. As Amber, I guess, joins up with the group, she's gonna be like,
Wait, that's the guy!
that was a delightful break in the microphone. Caleb, would you like to reiterate that?
Wait, that's the guy!
That's that guy.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Why are we following him? I thought we were trying not to battle him.
Look at
Oh, we're wondering what he's doing because he can't. It seemed like he was freaking out about the military people out front. So we're going to see what he's planning to do about it. I will say this very quietly.
Ooh. Tea?
T. Very good.
She's like Gen Alpha, bro. She's gotta throw those words in there.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this, and yeah, we will keep following him.
All right, guys.
I mean, if you want me to, I can take the if you want to, we can take the rooftops.
Oh my word, what?
I would say this is going to be a bit of a skill challenge, trying to remain undetected. There are many potentially viable skills to be used here, including the obvious guile, acrobatics potentially, if you want to try and be sort of dexterous in your pursuit. You could use charm or perhaps some other social skill to try and like blend into the late evening crowd of Low Cloud. Like maybe you're going to a ramen shop in the middle of town and just so happens to kind of be following in Ian's wake if he should notice you, that sort of thing. I'll go ahead and let you guys decide what you want to do here, as you now see the sort of dull gray sweater that Ian just threw on, the tiny wrapping of his, we'll say they're flip-flops, not sneakers. He wouldn't have brought sneakers into the sauna. Against the kind of wooden boards of a footbridge, maybe 30 feet in front of you. He doesn't seem to have noticed you yet, but that could change in a heartbeat. What's the first play?
I am taking to the rooftops.
Ninja.
Sure. We'll let you make the first skill here, and again, to reiterate for my players, my skill challenges are usually first to 3 successes, first to 3 failures, and you cannot reuse the same skill more than once. So you got to get a little creative if you go into like the 5th round or whatever. So, Rune immediately seeing Ian walk across the bridge and into around a corner, kind of into the heart of town with some urgency to his pace. You quickly realize that to follow behind him in the narrow streets at this juncture would be instantly discovered. So you quickly climb up on a number of small festival boxes, if you will, some barrels oriented along one of the kind of paper-thin walls of one of the domiciles here in High Cloud, excuse me, and clamber up on top of the roof to sort of get a bird's eye view and see where he is moving to next. He's currently passing through the center of town with seemingly no intention of stopping. Wherever he's going appears to be leading him to kind of the northwestern section of town across the river, kind of closer to the mouth of the river, actually. Okay, one success. Rune gestures the rest of you forward, and you follow Rune as he seems to kind of do a bit of light jogging, careful not to fall through any of the mache tiling underneath yourself. These kind of classical Japanese dwellings, not the most sturdy when pressured from angles they are not supposed to be pressured from, but you certainly rolled high enough. Actually, did you roll? I thought you were 15. Apologies. Go ahead and roll acrobatics.
I didn't roll at all. I was like,
apologies. I'm so in the flow. I'm like, 15, perfect. Go ahead, roll. I'm assuming you are succeeding here, but it's possible you don't.
Very possible I don't.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think I succeeded.
Better than 15. So you're perfectly fine, Rune, and we will go ahead and secure yourselves one success on the skill challenge. What I'll do is, since we're on the map layer here, is I will go ahead and add a single little red icon here. I'll add red, blue, and green for each success, and I'll just keep track of failures separately. So moving on, you guys are following Ian. What next, guys?
I think now is the time that Mako would try and engage Elaine in a conversation that he would find fascinating and that she would find fruitless.
Yeah.
In the hopes that not appearing like they care about what Ian's doing is a great way to blend in rather than like whispering in hushed tones and like shooting glances at him.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but rather being like, hey, we're trainers on a journey too, and we're just journeying right now.
Yeah.
And listen to this new way that I found to work on the Pokeballs. So basically,
okay, gonna do a little bit of tech ed. I'm assuming that's where you're going with that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I would love to just drown Elaine in the technical knowledge that comes with a person who has learned to craft and work on Pokeballs.
Yeah, and maybe the slightly more socially acute Elaine prompts him to do this in hopes that this was where the conversation would go, and he just starts talking about his passions and gushing a bit. Go ahead and roll that tech ed, man. That's good. Awesome idea.
28.
I think you're good, man. You begin to pour your heart out to this girl on all of the nuances of let me pick a very niche Pokeball. Let's say Great Balls. Nobody's favorites. But Mako really likes it because they're sort of his color scheme to an extent. And also, he would like to note that Great Balls were the best Pokeball to be ever be made when they were made. And also, he continues like this for a solid 5 minutes as you guys pass into the town square. All of you just sort of like nodding, going along with the charade to an extent. Like by the end, almost hoping Mako will stop. As you are at 2 successes. Well done. As Rune following along the rooftops, kind of like gestures the rest of you forward for a slight change in tact. As he is now kind of venturing into a slightly more uninhabited area of town. He's crossing one of the larger footbridges across the river towards the mouth of the river, towards what appears to be a large sort of classical oriental kind of pavilion, mural kind of area. It's all made of stone. There are stone footsteps leading up to what appears to be some sort of mural of some kind that you can't quite make out from here. At this angle, well illuminated by lamps at each corner of that stone structure. What's it going to be from here, guys?
Ooh, Jeremiah.
Oh.
You should roll command.
Just swim in the river.
Group. No. You should roll command, lead the group, and act like you belong there.
In my towel, yeah.
You confidently walk in your towel and hat.
Anyone dressed like this clearly knows what they're doing. This is.
You're on a mission as well.
Okay.
What's stopping you?
Do you want to roll command?
I
Like just presence of will, just like stroll up.
The thing is we have to remember that it's not just about the role; it's about how good the idea is. Because we can have good roles, but the DC gets increasingly higher.
I like this
depending on the
idea. I want to see how it goes.
This is a good idea. Yeah, 22.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Extreme presence of will as I just confidently stride across the bridge, carrying nothing but a towel.
Oh, I like this.
Elaine is going to grab Mako's jacket and throw it over Vigo's shoulders.
Yeah.
Rolling a charm.
Sure. Vigo, now with Mako's jacket over his shoulders, looking like an adolescent mafioso or Yakuza member. Like, hands not in the sleeves, kind of trailing behind him as his confident gait almost hides the fact that he is in a large white towel covering most of his midsection. Striding forward, you do quickly see Ian, who is actually stopping a bit short of where you thought he might be going, which is kind of towards the center of the mural. Vigo, commanding the room and knowing that if he stops now, it will all be for naught, continues forward past Ian, up to the mural itself. As you begin to mount the steps and the defilade of the roof begins to obscure less and less, you look up to see a vast stone mural that I would actually like you to roll me a general education check on, Vigo. You have
fantastic.
You have actually fantastic odds on this particular check for undiscovered regions.
Okay. Well, that's somewhat unfortunate because I only have. That is one of my pathetic.
You're good.
Oh wow!
You're good.
You popped off.
Vigo, you know immediately what this structure is, and you almost briefly chide yourself on not wanting to come here immediately as soon as you got to town. This is the Third War Memorial. This is an extremely famous structure. This is the Third War Memorial in Animos. This is an ode to all of the souls and battles fought in the most recent war, the war that your grandfather fought in, and many of your elders and older peers fought in. Across the surface of the mural is endless etchings of thousands of names outlined in alphabetical order. Rank and the side they were in, what region they heralded themselves from. People journey taking this pilgrimage from many other regions besides Animos. And this area is actually quite often televised as yearly, veterans of the Third War are flown out from Kanto, Johto, and other locales, totally on sponsorship from the government itself to, be remembered and be respected. Very much like how veterans of World War II might be in modern day. Mounting the steps again, not slowing your gait. You have a 22 command to show off. You see another individual up there. A tall, imposing man with a long orange trench coat and what you immediately recognize as military regalia, sort of rugged. Definitely seen better days, but at the same time, upkept to a wonderful extent. Considering this is likely an original uniform, as a man who doesn't immediately notice you, you step up to the mural to pay your own respects. As after a few moments, you kind of glance to your side and see this imposing individual staring at the mural right beside you. He doesn't appear to pay you any mind immediately, but as the moments wane on, the rest of you can see as Vigo passes by, Ian like visibly shirks away into the shadow of one of the structural pillars as he appears to be inspecting the encounter, whatever encounter is happening up towards the center of this mural, even as you guys watch Ian. Moments pass as this man glances in your direction, in this posture almost exactly, and says, "Did you lose someone, boy?"
That's a good question. I don't think there were any established characters backstory-wise.
Sure. I mean, you're definitely aware, like, you know, your grandfather tells you all about his war buddies who are, like, almost entirely dead by now.
Yeah.
You know people who are dead, or who are devastated by the loss of someone in the Third War. But let's say, you know, perhaps part of your naivete or innocence, no, you don't know anybody intimately that was taken from you during the Third War.
But I would understand that grandpa has, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you just run with that.
Sorry, you say what?
He's I lost the flow of the conversation a little bit, but
You're good.
basically, you would say that he hasn't lost anyone, but his grandpa did.
Okay. Again, keeping most of his gaze directed at the mural as he's scanning line by line. If you didn't know better, you would say he was systematically memorizing the names on this mural. Of course, you didn't roll insight, and your insight's not that great. So you can only speculate, but maybe that's what you would do if you were in his position. You know, it's good to remember these kinds of things, especially if you come all this way. He takes a few moments as you respond in the negatory, and then says, "You will, eventually." He kind of glances down at you, kind of looking at you again for the first time. Like, if he's disturbed by the fact that you're only wearing a towel and a jacket, he doesn't show it. You get the impression that you're being sized up. And after a few moments, like a soft grunt rolls out that indicates maybe you've been found acceptable. Strangely enough, considering.
Well, if Vigo realizes that he's being sized up, he would like puff out his chest and try to appear, as acceptable to whatever standard trying to be held to as possible.
Yes, your naked 12-year-old chest.
You find yourself almost instinctively snapping to attention with your 22 in command, and somehow that works. You get the impression he doesn't care what you look like. He cares about the metal. And you appear to have quite a bit of metal indeed. He just takes a moment to find the words and then says, "You have the bearing of a cadet. Where did you train?"
I'm from Mistral. Up in the mountains. You probably know that. He realizes the military man almost certainly knows where Mistral is, given its military connotation.
Definitely, yeah. He takes a second. Is that wannabe Commander Vincent still in charge up there?
Yes, sir. He says, nod. He's at this point, Vigo, whether consciously or subconsciously, has identified this guy as someone in authority, and is treating him as such.
He grunts softly. Again, without any kind of insight check here, you're having a tough time understanding like what he even thinks of Vincent. So what are you? Trainer?
I'm in the Pokemon League, sir.
A silent moment of judgment again. Like every word seems to come out like a distant rolling thunder. And he kind of softens a little bit. So you are. Say, you haven't seen a boy. Half his hair white, black. Wears clothes like a city slicker. Carries himself like he's the smartest kid in the room.
Oh man.
So, here's where we get to. Here's where we get to a bit of a Vigo character moment. In that those would not be the identifiers he would have for the individual he's asking about. He might make the connection, but I'm not sure. Yeah, let's roll a d20 on this.
Sure.
That seems because in his mind, Ian is the strong trainer with strong Pokemon and a Nidoqueen. Right? Appearance is almost entirely irrelevant. Or appearance and manner is almost entirely irrelevant. Okay, yeah, I'd say he would be able to make the connection.
Okay.
He has to think about it for a second, though. And then he nods.
You have. Speak up.
Yes. What is it?
He takes your nod as an affirmative, and then he says, "You have," and then he says, "Speak up."
Yes, sir, I have.
May I ask when?
Vigo has identified this guy as a person of authority, so Vigo said, "Just now, sir."
He stiffens a little bit. Just now. As suddenly a spatial awareness that comes with being a veteran military man, his observation expands outward. What might have been a narrow corridor of him focusing on Vigo and the mural has ventured outward onto the gallery. As I would like one of you in the back to roll me a guile check if you wish to remain undiscovered.
Am I still on the roofs?
I would say the mural is relatively separated. But sure, maybe you're using your acrobatics to sort of stay off the beaten path. Maybe you're hugging one of the banks of the river, kind of sticking your head up to an extent here. The rest of you can be kind of wherever you want, as you know, roles and narrative dictates here. But whoever would like to roll me a guile, if you guys wish to remain undiscovered, otherwise you will meet the searching eyes of a veteran military man who seemingly means business.
I doubt any of us would actually pass it.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but Elaine has a baby.
She has a baby fire type, yeah. 10 for me.
Okay, got 10.
Oh, I didn't realize you only had 1d6. I would have rolled F3.
Oh, I rolled a 3d6.
No, I was talking about Elaine, because presumably we're separate from you if we're not on the rooftops.
It's self-destruction here as well. If you're just trying to hide.
I just asked for one guile. Runes will be perfectly sufficient.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. As he begins to turn around, Rune, you have enough of an angle to realize what's happening, and he kind of gestures wildly for everybody to get down on the riverbank with him. As a scan kind of goes out, as the military man realizes there's people trying not to be seen out there, but more importantly, he reveals the individual he's looking for, which takes immediate priority. Ian, come out here.
Oh no!
I didn't raise you like that. As Ian, you can see him like go stiff. Some inscrutable expression kind of obfuscates his face for a second as he seemingly realizes his only option at this point is to step out, as he steps out behind one of the supporting pillars at the mural in a confrontational pose. The old man says, "What? No hello? Nice to see you." As Ian stiffly begins to walk up the stairs. Vigo, all the while, kind of watching him do it. You feel like he is forcing himself to approach. Something about his bearing feels mechanical. As finally Ian comes within, just within arm's reach of this rather lumbering man, as a massive, scarred, burned hand that is just up until now has been kind of obfuscated by one of the pockets, descends on Ian's shoulder. It's good to see you, son. And as Ian says, I wish I could say the same. What? Come all the way out here for me? Doubt it. Ian kind of dips his head a little bit towards the mural. The man kind of turns back, looks at the mural, and looks back at Ian. I was hoping they might coincide. Still. A moment of quiet passes between them, as the old man seems to remember himself for a moment, looks back towards Vigo. A moment, please. Cadet. I wish to speak to my son in private. As you are being dismissed from a public place.
Well, yeah. Vigo will give a salute, take a glance back at the mural, and then confidently stride back down the stairs.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. You venture back down, kind of to the bridge, where a private conversation is now happening. The Surskit begins to kind of get a little bit closer, even as Amber is kind of like intuitively sensing what the Surskit is sensing. However, the old man puts an arm around Ian as he stiffly kind of navigates him to the far side of the mural, where you can hear a hushed conversation taking place. Moments pass.
Can I try and listen in?
At this point, your efforts at subversion have failed to the point that if you attempted to push it further, it might become volatile. But I will let you choose to do so if you would like.
No, probably not a good idea.
Okay. A couple minutes pass as all of you are like thinking to yourselves, "Did he see us?" As for the briefest of moments, Elaine, his eyes flashed over your position. You felt a slight chill run down your spine, not like you do as one might experience in the presence of a creepy individual per se. But in the presence of someone who is in absolute control. You are a thing. You are an article in the terrain, and you will be used as he sees fit. But that might just be a vibe.
Oh, so restaurant manager. Got it.
Yeah. Moments pass. None of you are aware exactly what transpires. Ian leaving with a kind of a slight flush to his face and doesn't look at any of you, even as he's aware you're there. As the man walks down and walks over to Vigo, who's just kind of hanging out and near the bridge. As the rest of you at this point have realized you're discovered, maybe having come out of the bushes to make yourselves look a little bit less embarrassing. Reaches out a large, gruff, scarred hand to Vigo.
Okay, like in what sense?
In like a handshake.
Oh yeah, definitely accept that.
Yeah, the words he says are, "Thank you for competing against my son. I hope if you see him on the road, you'll take care of him."
Yes, sir.
He kind of meanders over the rest of you. Expression a bit inscrutable. Again, like tough to get a read on what exactly this guy thinks of you guys, having like followed Ian here. Hopefully, the best possible situation in your minds is that he thinks you are protecting his son. The worst case situation is that he thinks you intended to endanger his son. Which you hope to dissuade. As he stops shaking Vigo's hand and takes a step away.
Could I get a read on Ian as he walks away? You said his like cheeks were flushed, so that's something I could intuition, or would we be too far away as a group?
Definitely. You can try to roll intuition on Ian as he passes by you. There's only like one bridge, so relatively near you.
That's a 19.
Well done. You definitely get the impression of someone who is proud, confident, and angry, having been cowed and put in his place by someone he would really rather not acknowledge at all. Whatever was said back there wasn't pleasant, and was likely not what one would expect from a chance reunion between a father and son on the road.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
So as the guy is walked away a little bit, a thought pops into Vigo's head as he drops his he drops standing from attention and as this he's dropped any sort of air of confidence or anything as he said, oh what's your name?
He glances back at you. "What's your name, sir?"
Oh, right, sir. As he says, as he goes back to standing at attention.
A flash of danger, and then cooling. "You can call me Major Margrove." "At ease. He kind of nods.
Adding them to my files too.
Stiffly nods at the rest of you, and then walks across the bridge. After he's more than probably 30, 40 feet away, and you can no longer hear the sounds of his steps and the chill night air, you all begin to breathe a sigh of relief and release tension that you had no idea had been building up. There was something fundamentally terrifying about that encounter, but not everyone can put their hands on that exactly. All right. So that social encounter is over. It is now 9 o'clock my time. We got about 30 minutes left thereabouts, I would say, until I need to ask somebody, the person I was intending to potentially hang out with here in a minute. So we got 30 minutes left. Do you guys decide to head back to the spa at this point? And I'm happy to let any role play out there, because that has interesting implications. And how you guys respond to that could be fascinating.
I think Elaine and Amber would definitely dive on that.
Sorry, you will dive on that?
Yeah, I
We're gonna
think
dive
Elaine
in
and
the river.
Amber would... No, not in the river. They'd go back to the spa.
Okay. Totally. You each return perhaps to the sauna to make sure the rest of your Pokemon at the very least are taken care of. Ian is nowhere to be seen at this time. You presume he has a room and has gone to it, else he's, somewhere else entirely that you lost track of. You get the rest of your rest done, and even as, you might dip your feet back in the water in that evening, there is still a certain chill in the air that you can't quite get rid of, even as you are chest deep under covers that night. Your dreams are of distant flames on the horizon. Though, a rest it was. And slowly you all rise to greet the sunrise to a beautiful morning in High Cloud Village. What's it gonna be, fellas?
Would that count as an extended action? Or can I do an extended action?
This is a rest,
between-
so you're more than welcome to do extended actions, as you make sketches of both Ian
Okay.
and his father, Major Margrove, in your personal catalog.
Yes, they're added to my full records now. Or not my records, they're added to the archive.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, does anybody
I'm
have
not sure what a new morning of High Cloud Mine entails, though.
High Cloud Village?
Like,
I know it's
what
confusing.
are our options?
Well, you could explore the town and find out what your options might be. You can train your Pokemon, potentially. You can, whatever roleplay you think should take place between the players at this point, for the player characters.
I mean, so Amber's gonna keep an eye out for Ian, and just see if we see him as we're out and about in the town. But what she's most interested in is the gym. I mean, she wants to know what we're gonna be up against, what the gym challenge is, like what the battle format is, all of that stuff.
Sure.
So that's where she would be drawn to.
Okay. Would anybody else be joining Amber in this particular venture?
I would enjoy looking around for the gym. I'd be looking for something else, so I will wait for that.
Okay.
I feel like Elaine would be trying to see what the local cuisine is, see if it's something she can add to her menu. Maybe we would go to some shops.
Definitely. Sure. So we'll say the gang kind of spreads out to an extent here. Maybe Amber is most attentive towards the gym. So let's rig up a simple little turn tracker here. And I'll go ahead and go ahead and fetch your tokens and make a simple little thing here. So who is with who, would you guys say? Just so I can kind of break it down by that metric instead.
Where do y'all think Mako would want to go? I don't really know
I
that.
like to go with you for the gym.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Mako and Amber together. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay, we're Elaine on her own. And is anybody going with Elaine to kind of view the site, perchance to partake in the culinary arts of High Cloud?
I don't know if Jeremiah's back yet.
Okay.
He's still muted, so.
And
yeah,
Rune,
I'm not sure what you wanna do.
you said you kind of have your own agenda here as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be looking into. I'm going to see if I can find any information about the military group that we seem to be running into. Especially going to see if I can dig up any information on Major Margrove.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So let me look a little bit here. Okay. Why don't we say your sleuthing in this case is going to be in the form of some general education, since you've established this individual as an individual of presumably public profile, a major in some kind of military armed force. So let's do that, and you begin to consult any kind of archives or history books you have on hand. There is a small kind of tourist spot near the mural, which seems to have various information about the Third War and other related things. I think that would be a good place to go for that. But we'll get to that on your turn here. I think that's a perfectly viable thing to do during these actions here.
We'll try for general education then.
Sure. Just have you three here. Okay. Jeremiah's still gone?
No.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this getting lined up.
Okay, no worries. So we'll go ahead and resolve it in this order. And I'm going to assume Vigo.
I'm back.
Hi. So we're having kind of like these three little parties forming as people spread out the following day in High Cloud Village. We are going to be inspecting the gym with Amber and Mako. And Elaine is going to be kind of exploring the town and trying to find anything interesting to buy, maybe some cool foods. And then Rune appears to have a kind of his own interrogative mission concerning the military man you just met. If that would like, if you would like to go with him, up to you.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I want to learn about this military man. He was cool.
Okay.
That is Vigo's reason, if it ever comes up.
Awesome. Okay. So we are forming parties of 2, 1, and 2 respectively. Elaine, you're on your own, like always. So sad.
Like always.
So sad. You have the Magby. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Please. So, you are. We'll start with Amber, shall we? And this may be. Yeah, we're getting close to ending. I'll mess with it in a minute. So, Amber, you do a little bit of questing around, and let me go ahead and get some more suited music here. Yeah. Land of Kitakami. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, as you ask around, several people kind of knowingly smile as you approach them. This little girl who's a little bit younger compared to most of the other Pokemon trainers in the area, in between you, your social awkwardness, and Mako, who's a little more outgoing, managed to kind of balance out to an extent and ask, what's up with the gym? Where do we go? Just like, and you kind of get, knowing looks. Yes, more Pokemon trainers. We're about midway through Amateur League at this point, so presumably a fair number of trainers have been through this way already. You are told, like, oh yeah, of course, you need to go up the hill to the Temple of the Sun, as almost impossible to miss. A massive pagoda-like structure on the far side of the river, sort of terminating in the northwestern corner, a bit beyond the mural, with a series of zigzagging stone steps mounting into a massive kind of classical Japanese-style castle that just towers far up into the sky. This would seem to be a relatively high-profile gym, not easy to miss. No pun intended there.
Good. The other thing that she will ask about, because this has been on her mind a lot recently, as she's like running into people and getting pointed in the right direction, she's gonna ask if there are any good areas where she can find a dwebble around here, given that this is, the rock type gym.
Sure. Most people aren't Pokemon trainers. And Dwebble is a relatively rare Pokemon, though of course you have a lot of old people here who've been around, they've seen a lot. Most of them tell you that they're not sure where such a Pokemon might be. Many of them don't know what that is. But if it's a rare Pokemon, Daydreamer's Cave might be a good place to start. You're a Pokemon trainer, so you should be able to have access to that during the gym challenge.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And,
they wave you away merrily. You heard talks of like, how old was that little girl as you turn away, walk up the stairs.
Aren't you a little young to be doing this sort of thing? Yes, I am.
Yes, exactly. Awesome.
Okay, very good. Well, she'll drag Mako along.
Definitely. Are you heading?
You
straight
said it's
towards
on the
gym?
opposite side of the river?
Mm-hmm. It's on if you think about High Cloud Village.
Oh, I see.
Sort of
it now. Yeah.
spanning this pond or lake at the top. Then it's on the northwestern side.
Yeah, well, presumably the best way to get information about the gym challenge in the gym is to go to the gym. Also, the other thing is, I know I mentioned looking out for Ian. If there are other trainer-like individuals, she's going to want to interrogate them as well, because anyone who's a trainer may have already been through the gym, may be able to tell her something, so...
Sort of these
as she's
trainer-like entities.
progressing towards the gym with Mako, she'll be on the lookout for any and all trainers, not just Ian.
Definitely. We'll get to that kind of on the next round, we'll say. As your initial interrogative does bear some fruit here. We'll venture over to Elaine. Elaine, you are looking about the town and are quickly smitten by the Oriental culture that brings it quite close to home. The only other place that you've been to so far in Animos that has anything close to this is Typhoon Town, which kind of emulates that same kind of old Oriental style. Many temple structures kind of dot the roads and peripheral of High Cloud Village, and you find no shortage of small parlor businesses selling all kinds of small spiritual knickknacks, totems, seals. You see several shops that sell incense and various floral goods. This is by far the place that you feel the highest resonance with, spiritual or otherwise.
Oh, the spirits.
Yeah. What do you think you'd be looking for specifically here? We'll say if they have it or not.
The spirits.
She's looking for the spirits. Yeah, we can totally find some.
Yeah?
Are you looking for the spirits? I thought you were looking for food. What are you specifically looking for? Like what kinds of items?
I didn't really have anything in mind other than simply exploring the town and understanding the culture.
Sure.
Seeing if if anything in particular caught her eye that would lean more towards her interests. Like,
Awesome.
if it's not food, it would be a cult. And if there is something that sings to her, you know?
Yeah. I would say this is a little bit less of a foodie culture than Typhoon Town. Typhoon Town, it definitely has that, like, you know, we're gonna serve you up with like a big bowl of ramen right now and you're gonna like it. Whereas High Cloud Village is more like you kind of have this undertone of like monastic understudies, right? Even if you aren't a monk, you kind of have an ascetic vibe to you. It's like there's a lot of skinny people. There's a lot of vegetarians up here. There's a lot of people, you know, who diet every other day or eat once a day. It's less of like a food town, but there are like a few good meal places for sure, and like, you know, a soothing aroma of a ramen place does open your nasal cavities there.
Well, if it's definitely more spiritual, then I would say she'd probably lean towards a cult then.
Sure. Tell you what, because you're cool at this, let's roll a occult education check, which we will resolve on the next round. You can roll it now if you like, and remember that result. Or you can roll it later.
Okay.
Rune, you peruse that knick-knack shop, or that kind of tourist shop with Vigo in tow. Vigo very quickly picking up, like, old katanas, model firearms from, like, one of the stands. And, like, Rune has to kind of, like, chaperone you a little bit. As there is this old buff, tatted up biker dude behind the counter. Not at all the kind of person you would expect to run this kind of tourism store. He's like, "Hey kid, you like that?" Yeah, thought you would. Here, take a look at this. Yeah, he pulls out like an old Pokemon equivalent of like an M4 from behind the counter.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he starts like showing you this like veritable arsenal of what to any other tourist shop would be priceless historical articles of state. What to this guy appeared to be very exciting things that he's like desperate to find someone who shares a passion with him on. He's able to tell you a lot about them. You begin to inquire a bit about the Third War and this General Margrove fella. Even with a 5 in general education, this guy is able to tell you, or Major Margrove, excuse me. This old guy is able to inform you that Major Margrove, he kind of like takes a pinky and cleans out his right ear. Let me think. Well, there's a couple of them. He pulls out a couple of old panels. One was from the Second War, one from the First. Animos Mercenary Corps, both of them. You inquire what that is. You basically find out that because of Animos is fragile political state throughout the First and Second Wars, which took place 200 and 100 years ago, respectively, that basically Animos' contributions to these wars were finding the highest bidder and selling out as quickly as possible. And then inevitably reaping the consequences when your side fails and another region comes in and wipes you out, destroys your town as consequence for taking one side or the other. The people that don't live in destitute squalor as their farms are burned down around them. In reality, these mercenary enclaves were much of what ancient Animosi people had going for them, as a steady mercenary enclave could broker peace treaties. They had strength and enough stability to keep their immediate community safe and financed and fed, which was the main thing going. So far as this guy is aware, no Major Margroves are still alive that he is aware of, which is a little bit anomalous. But it's also possible that this guy's particular focus is more on the material of the historical past, as opposed to the historical figures behind these articles of destruction that he shows you. As he is happily showing you at this point, what appears to be half of a battle cast for an Agron, which was used during the Second War as essentially a mobile artillery platform. Massive kind of stainless steel with occasional little holes in it so the Agron's plates can shrink and grow and breathe. And what appears to be various pieces of leather and twine kind of fused together and strapped about it. Would have been a fairly vast construction considering how large Agrons tend to be. He tells you it would have supported 4 people at one time.
If I had an if I had an Aeron, I'd have to barter with this guy for that. Fortunately, Vigo has very little foresight, and as such, has not considered the possibility of getting one, and as such, we'll just fawn over how cool it is with him.
Yeah, but as for the exact nature of this Major Margrove fellow, U5 in general education, even with the support of the local sources, like this tourist shop, aren't particularly helpful, though it's a place to start. Next up, you begin to try to identify some local authorities, maybe some Pokemon rangers or police officers in the area that could kind of help shed some light on these strange kind of paramilitary folks that appear to be walking around more and more frequently recently. We'll do that next round, shall we? As we are nearing the end of this session here, we'll do one more round. Amber, are you mounting the steps of the gym, attempting to identify any other trainers along your path? Did I catch that right?
I mean, how far up is the walk?
It's a miniature pilgrimage. It's a bit of a hike. As you walk, you begin to lose your breath slightly, pausing at regular intervals. Even as Mako is behind you, slightly better shape. Just like constantly drinking a little bit of water, pouring it on his Psyduck. And just like the Psyduck just kind of being dragged along at this point. About midway up the zigzaggy stairs, you encounter a pair of who you can only assume to be Pokemon trainers. A pair of girls, actually. Their demeanor seems to denote a bit of disappointment. Their shoulders sagging, or perhaps that's just the hike getting to them at this point. As they begin to pass you, paying you little mind, aside from kind of parting, enough to make sure everybody has enough space to walk abreast on the stairs. Would you like to do something there?
Could you some cheer up? I got some candy bars if you want it.
Sure. They kind of look at each other, then look at you. Roll a charm check. We'll see how this goes.
It's free food.
It is free food.
Works on me.
Lower DC. Sure, man.
10.
They look at each other. There's a brunette there with kind of a brown. It's a brunette. A bob, like a pair of kind of square glasses. She looks at her friend with a bit more of like a beanie on, with a kind of a streak of blue hair popping out from underneath. They look at each other, look at you. Sure, one of them says, as they take your candy bars and kind of relax against the side of this vast winding staircase as you all collectively take a breather.
Hey, at the gym, huh?
Tell me about it, the girl with the blue hair says. I don't know that there's a single person today who's beaten Stacy.
What was the hardest part for you guys?
Well, the blue hair girl looks at her brunette friend. We don't want to give too much away, competition and all that, but It just took so long. she says almost in like spite of herself.
I mean, well, surely y'all, like, brought some type advantage Pokemon, right? Like, you know, you gotta get them before they set up.
I was neutral at best, but... Anyways, I guess just prepare for a slog. She finishes the candy bar. Thanks. What was your name again?
My name's Amber. It's nice to meet you. I mean, you guys beat the gym challenge, though, right? So you already have your badge. You're just doubling down?
That's the thing. We've heard that the gym challenge is even worse. Though, we're probably gonna try our luck tomorrow, at this rate. I think resting up at this point might be our best bet. Anyways.
Yes. What's your names? Before you go.
The brunette with the glasses speaks up, Becca. And the girl with the beanie and the blue hair, Liza. Well, good luck on the hike.
Well,
Don't let it tire you out too much.
thanks so much. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, she walks down the stairs as you're beginning to get a vibe on what this gym is all about.
No, I didn't want this.
As you are tired by the time you reach the top of the stairs, and we continue on over to Elaine, who will be rolling me that occult education check at this point, please. Lovely, a 15. You quickly identify that there is a rich spiritual history to High Cloud Village, most prominently associated with the Sunstone Temple, the towering gym structure that you are made aware of as you inquire at some of the small spiritual boutique stores, but also the Great Third War Memorial. Apparently, there was a vast battle fought here at one time. There was a final holdout on top of the Silverwind Plateau. Incursions from Kanto fought their way up what is now Route 3 and attempted to make their way through Daydreamer's Cave. A cave that does link up to Victory Road, though difficult to pass through traditional means. There are many restless spirits here, though the villagers of High Cloud Village assure you that they're doing their absolute best to put them to rest. And especially in the most recent years, with gym leader Stacy taking the reins, the great replanting of the forest in and around High Cloud Village and beyond, there's a certain peace and respite that has long been missing from High Cloud Village. The village is definitely on the uptick, as one might say. In fact, there have been some rumors of very mystical Pokemon, one might say legendary Pokemon, poking their heads around High Cloud Village in recent days, around Sunstone Temple and the glades thereabouts. Though a 15 is just shy of being able to identify the mystical Pokemon in question, you know that this Pokemon leaves floral wreaths and glades in its wake. A grass type undoubtedly, but which grass type is unclear. Perhaps this legendary Pokemon is somewhat to attribute for the incredible evolution of the surrounding territory. You're informed in no uncertain terms that at one time Animos was a barren wasteland, wrought, destroyed by the many wars that have crossed its borders. And now it has verdant forests, glades to rival any of its competitors in adjacent regions. Most villagers attribute this to Stacy, but there's definitely something more there. As you ask your questions, and the local monks are more than happy to kind of guide you and inform you. They tell you that it's rare that a youth like yourself is so interested in the spiritual fate of any community, much less one that, she didn't even grow up in. One of the monks holds up a hand and says, "Wait just one moment. I have something for you." Ventures into the back room of a boutique and seems to be rattling around back there for a moment. A moment. I need to give you something.
Gifts.
Oh, yes.
Good stuff.
You are a trainer, yes. When you go into Daydreamer Cave, there are many wild, dangerous Pokemon. Take this. It may ward off the worst of it.
As a pure scent like mint drifts into your nostrils and almost seems to shock you awake, as he bestows upon you with some reverence a tin of pure incense.
Oh,
This incense lowers the possibility of encountering wild Pokemon. It will help to ward away the worst of what you might experience in the days to come, should you choose to light it. You don't have to. Okay.
this, what's the name of this item?
It is pure incense.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
And with that, we'll venture back over to Vigo and Rune. Boys, what's next? Are you going after the officials, like the police and rangers in the area that I mentioned earlier, or would you like to change tacks and go after something else?
I would like to go to the police and see if they can tell me anything about the paramilitary outfits roaming around.
Yeah, you quickly find what is, you can only assume to be this town's equivalent to a police station. It is very simple. It's likely no more than 20 feet across, built into one of the cliffs here. You can see it's almost like a dual domicile. You can tell that there's probably like a dwelling linked up to the police station. Like the front of it seems to be like kind of proper and up to standards to an extent. As you enter in, you are met with a skeleton crew. And by skeleton crew, I mean one person, as far as you can tell. A police officer identifiable by uniform only. Long, brown, shaggy hair. Instant nostrils filled with the scent of exotic fumes, incense, maybe some drugs, clear. You hope he hasn't been firing them up himself, but it's difficult to tell immediately. As his feet up on the desk in front of him, he says, "Hey, man, what's cooking?" As you approach, Petty Officer Jones at the police station in High Cloud Village, who informs you that they basically have no trouble at any time, and that this is a dream job for him. He gets paid to basically sit around, occasionally talk to monks about some ghostly disturbance. Occasionally guide people around town. The busiest High Cloud Village ever gets is when there's any kind of event involving the mural. Petty Officer Jones informs you he's a little bit tired recently, as Pokemon trainers seem to be, a little bit more irregular, a little bit more rowdy than the ascetic monk crowd of High Cloud Village typically is. Even still, he's taking every opportunity he can to kick back and relax, drink a little herbal tea. He asks if you want some.
I mean, if I'm offered free food or drink, I mean, who am I to say no?
I'm going to stop him and smell the tea first. Can I tell what kind of tea it is?
Roll a perception check, absolutely. Actually, medicine. Medicine's a thing, right? Roll that.
Okay.
Oh, I have good medicine.
Yeah, maybe Vigo. Vigo rolls it. Better.
Yeah, Vigo is going to identify it, or attempt to identify it as well. Not necessarily intentionally, but just like as he's taking it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. You're both served a cup of herbal tea in a floral pattern little teacup. This stuff is loaded with nutrients. It's very good for you. There's maybe some slightly suspect things within it, but, at this dosage, it's probably not going to harm anybody. As you swig a bit of the tea, you feel kind of a jolt of caffeine and wondrous energy flowing through you. He says, "Right on, boys. You feel it, don't you?" He pours you out a little bit in a canteen and offers that to you. You have a bit of herbal tea now. This is a high cloud specialty. Herbal tea. It's a revive.
Oh, right.
And
Oh.
and when you use it on a Pokemon, there is a chance that Pokemon increases its friendship level with you.
Increases, not decreases. That's fascinating.
That's
Right on.
It tastes good.
With your 17 in medicine check, you also know that successive use of herbal tea could prove to be rather problematic. Though he doesn't tell you, he informs you that take it in small doses, little dudes.
Why are you giving this to children?
This seems like a responsible adult. I trust this man.
Trust this man with my life.
Yeah, well, I did drink something that he gave me, so yeah.
Now, what was it you wanted me to help you with? And you begin to ask a few more questions about the paramilitary stuff, that kind of thing. You find it rather difficult to get much out of this guy at all. I would like one of you to try and... I'm thinking intimidation would actually be most effective here, or maybe command, to try and shock some sense of duty or gravity into this guy, because he just doesn't, he doesn't get it. Like, there's no world in which this guy lives where there is trouble in High Cloud Village, okay?
Vigo, I need your expertise over here.
All right. It's command time. 21. That's 36.
Yeah, man.
There's a 1
How do you think Vigo would roleplay this? I'm kind of curious.
That's a good question. I think it would. I'm not entirely certain. First thing that comes to mind is after a while of getting nowhere with any sort of questioning, just like kind of slams on the table and like asks pointedly and in his face.
Yeah. You're intense enough. Calm down, man. Listen, I'm sure I got. Maybe there's some incident reports filed away I could send your way. Anything for a little brother boy in blue. Am I right? He kind of gestures, like nervously chuckling, gesturing at Rune. Give me a sec. He rifles around, puffs of dust kind of emitting from the back rooms. As you can only imagine, he basically never touches these incident reports. They are filed by local authorities, given to him, and slapped into a folder, never to be touched again. Moments later, he comes out with a smattering of minor incident reports, kind of from the High Cloud Village periphery, submitted by rangers and some other people. There has been a slightly growing presence of strangely paramilitary-attired individuals about the area as of late. Notably not really around Route 3 or in town proper, but rather on the opposite side of Daydreamer's Cave to your southwest, near Goldwind Radio Tower.
They're gonna spread propaganda.
That's right. What they're doing there, unclear. None of the reports are significant enough to, warrant great amounts of detail. None of them are doing anything illegal. They're just a little out of place, dressed in similar attire, so the thinking is maybe rural gang behavior, which is quite rare. Aside from that, not much in the way, and you find yourself slightly disappointed, Rune, as you inspect the notes. Okay.
At least we have a location.
And we will go ahead and call it there, my friends, as Amber mounts the final steps up to Sunstone Temple, the second gym in your Pokemon journey, and we will resolve that next session, I should think. Thank you all so much for playing. I hope it was fun.
It was very fun.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And we need to play a little more consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully nobody else is going to get married on a Thursday.
Stop getting married, Caleb. You're on like your third
You
divorce
you
now.
have the entire rest of the week to do it.
Listen, they've all been scriptural divorces, okay?
Wow, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead
Listen.
and stop the recording now. But I'm gonna hang out for a minute.